Hello, my fellow minor league nerds, and welcome to episode 16 of my Throwback Thursday Cap the Day series. This week, I'll be talking about the Utica Blue Sox. The first professional team to call Utica home took the field in 1878 and was called the Utica Pentups. They played in the International Association, finishing in third place, 4 games behind league champions, the Buffalo Bisons. After that first season, the team disbanded. They would return in 1885, playing off and on in several incarnations of the New York State League until 1909. They did not win any league pennants during that time. In 1910, they were replaced in the New York State League by the Utica Utes, not the Utes. The Utes would play in the league until disbanding on July 4th, 1917. They would win 1 league pennant in 1912. They returned for part of the 1924 season as members of an early version of the New York Penn League, which became the Eastern League that we all know today in 1938. The team would move to Oneonta, New York on August 7th, taking the name the Oneonta Tigers. Utica was then without a professional team until 1939, when the Class C Canadian American League Auburn Boulets moved to Utica, becoming the Utica Braves. In their first season, they were affiliated with the Boston Braves. They would finish in last place, going 45-78, but drew over 105,000 fans, almost double that of any other Can-Am team. In 1940, the team affiliated with the Detroit Tigers for the season, but continued to be called the Braves. That year they went 69-56, finishing in 4th place, which was good enough for a playoff spot. They would get eliminated in the first round, falling 4-1 to the Gloverstown Johnstown Glovers. They again led the Can-Am League in attendance, drawing 89,669 fans. In 1941, they slipped into last place, but again qualified for the playoffs in 1942. This time being eliminated by the Oneonta Indians 4-1 in the first round. In 1943, they moved up to the Class A Eastern League, replacing the Williamsport Grays. They affiliated with the Philadelphia Blue Jays, also known as the Philadelphia Phillies, who ended up buying the team in 1944. For that first year, they kept the Braves name, but changed it to the Blue Sox in 1944. 1943 was an abysmal season as they finished in last place with a 37-101 record. In 1944, they qualified for the playoffs by finishing in 3rd place, falling to the Binghamton Triplets in the championship series. 1947 would be their best season as they won the league pennant with a 90-48 record, going on to win the championship series by downing the Albany Senators 4-3. During this time, the team played at McConnell Field, which was named after their owner, Ambrose McConnell. Many members of the 1940 Blue Sox would become members of the 1950 National League champions, the Philadelphia Phillies, a team known as the Whiz Kids. This included manager Eddie Sawyer, who managed in Utica from 1944 to 1947, before moving to the Philadelphia Phillies for 8 seasons, as well as center fielder and Hall of Famer Richie Ashburn, infielder Granny Hamner, third baseman Willie Jones, catcher Sam Lopata, and pitcher Steve Rizek. The franchise would fold following the 1950 season, and McConnell Stadium would be torn down to make way for a New York Thruway exit. This left Utica without a professional team for almost 30 years. In 1977, the short-season New York Penn League would expand from 6 to 10 teams, with one of the new teams being the Utica Blue Jays, who were affiliated with the New American League franchise, the Toronto Blue Jays. They played at Murnane Field and stayed affiliated with the Blue Jays through the 1980 season. That first season included Toronto's first ever draft pick, Tony Gofina, as well as Jesse Barfield. When the team's affiliation with Toronto ended, they adopted the old name of the Utica Blue Sox. The reason the Blue Jays pulled out of Utica was due to the horrible conditions of Murnane Field. The field was in such poor condition that the team played as an independent for the next 5 seasons, as no major league club wanted their prospects playing there. Being an independent club isn't viewed as a bad thing today, but in 1983 it wasn't as much of a choice as it was a sentence. Prior to the 1983 season, Roger Kahn, author of the 1972 book The Boys of Summer, purchased a controlling interest in the Blue Sox for around $25,000. His purchase had the singular purpose of generating material for a new book. The team was led by 31-year-old manager Jim Gaddis. His team was made up of old and unwanted players, but they surprised everyone by going out and winning the 1983 New York Penn League Championship. They finished the season with a 48-26 record, and then went on to beat the Newark Orioles 2-1 in that championship series. None of the 29 players who played for Utica that season ever made it to the majors. Kahn sold his interest in the team after that season, publishing his book Good Enough to Dream in 1985. The '83 Blue Sox team had more than a dozen investors. Some of them included Miles Wolff, actor Bill Murray, and Yankees minority partner Marv Goldklang. In 1986, they became an affiliated club once again when they hooked up with the Philadelphia Phillies. Over the next 16 seasons, they would be affiliated with the Chicago White Sox, the Boston Red Sox, and the Florida Marlins. They did not qualify for any league championship series during that time. By the end of the 2001 season, Murnane Field was in need of major upgrades and renovations, which the team was unable to make. This led them to being sold to Ripken Baseball on February 7, 2002. They were then moved to Cal Ripken's hometown of Aberdeen, Maryland, where they were renamed the Aberdeen Ironbirds. Notable players who played for this incarnation of the Blue Sox include Hall of Famer Larry Walker, Andy Ashby, Miguel Cabrera, Adrian Gonzalez, Mike Cameron, and Ray Durham. In 2011, baseball returned once again to Utica when the Utica Brewers joined the New York Collegiate Baseball League. In 2013, they moved over to the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League and were renamed the Utica Blue Sox in 2016. Current Kansas City Royal pitcher Ryan Yarborough played there in 2011, as well as Baltimore Oriole outfielder Cedric Mullins, who played there in 2014. Well, my fellow minor league nerds, that's going to do it for this week's episode. If you liked what you watched, be sure to like and subscribe to receive notification when a new episode is uploaded. Until next week, be sure to always support minor league baseball and never stop learning about minor league baseball history.